All right, well, back to my traveling with bicycle video. Of course, you know, we talk about when we're booking bed and breakfasts and we say, look, we're bringing bicycles. And the first thing you see when you walk into the building is like a no bicycle sign. So I am used to staying in hotels and places all over the world, and I always bring my bicycle inside with me. Like the maitre d's at the hotels never question you. This is part of a locked space here, and I was thinking worst case scenario, from my balcony I could lock the bicycles here. And of course there's a no bicycle sign there. So, you know, I think you really have to query these people when you're, you know, spending good money on Airbnb. Like, part of my travel is bicycles. So of course they were thinking, you know, we can leave the bicycles on top of the vehicle, and you know, when you have a bicycle rack like we do, that takes a bit of effort to get the bicycles on and off the rack. You know, I don't want to have to take the wheels off and install the bicycle back on the rack. So you can see I left it on last night, but we are in a closed gate here, so I felt safe with my big security cable on there. But I don't want to have to put my bicycles back on the vehicle every time I ride. We want to use the bicycles to, you know, ride to the beach and ride to the restaurants, and you know, maybe these are the type of things that non-bicyclists don't understand. So we're taking the bikes off today. I did make arrangements with the owner of the building here to have the bicycles locked up in the parking garage. And of course, you know, I bought this big U-lock and heavy-duty cable. I feel much better with the bicycles, you know, inside the building, but that's a no-no. So I think we made a compromise. But just remember that when you're traveling with a bicycle and you talk to people about bicycles, that they don't quite understand the needs we have with these type of bicycles. So anyway, part of bicycle travel is good communication and understanding that people don't understand the love of our bicycles and how much they cost. So I actually had to tell them that the bikes cost more than the car, and I think that's not quite true, but it did let them know that these aren't just regular bicycles. So anyway, and if you are traveling with a bicycle, be a good steward to wherever you're staying, so they keep an open mind. You know, don't bring a dirty bicycle in, or you mark up the stairs or the walls or something with your bike, because that makes us all look bad. So we're gonna put the camera down and get ready to go for a ride. I'm gonna take you guys with me with the new X5 camera. All right, well, about 15 minutes later, the bikes are off the vehicle, unlocked, wheels on, and there's a lot to it, you know, taking the brake blocks off. The way I run this big thick cable is not the easiest to run through the wheels and the frame, and to get undone without breaking spokes or bending your air valves. Putting the Velcros back on the Mount Evo rack so you don't lose the caps. You know, it takes a while to get ready. To me, it's so worth it. Now that we have the bikes off and a nice parking place to put them, we'll be able to use the bikes for 6 days here without putting them back on the vehicle. So that's one of the things when you're staying at an Airbnb, they don't quite understand. I don't want to put these bikes back on the vehicle every night and then leave it out here exposed. So once again, be a good steward to cycling when you are staying at an Airbnb or a hotel, and so the rest of us don't get penalized for bringing bikes in with sandy tires, or, you know, I'm so used to bringing a bike inside the house. I'm very careful with it, but you know, if you have kids that are using the bikes up and down the beach, you know, be the adult to make sure they get put inside the building without marking the walls and putting, you know, dirt marks on the floor and stuff like that. So anyway, our bikes are ready to go. I mean, I'm going to be using the X5 camera today and trying to get some video as we take a beautiful ride through this area of Sardinia over there to the other side of the mountains. So anyway, Bart from Bicycle Rider YouTube, just doing more on the complexities of traveling with a bicycle. but it is worth it because now we have bicycles to explore the city on. We can leave the car parked right here and ready to roll. Borrow bicycle ride at YouTube. Over and out for now. I'm gonna go ride my bike.